Hi. Well, I want to do another in the series of World War II concrete. This goes back to about August last year. So we went to Waverley Abbey and then Thursley Common. And you can find these at 51 degrees, 11, 57 pre north, and 45, 0 degrees, 45, 33 and a half for Waverley, and 5109, 52.5 north, 44.096 west for Thursley. Um, so as per usual, we have the tank thing. My background was anti-tank guided weapons and sabotage and all those sorts of things. So that's why I'm very, very interested in this place. Really, my big thing was the concrete blocks or the tank traps. So as per usual, some websites are useful. Traces of War. I don't think I've mentioned it before, but this is quite good. So if we click here, it should take us to. Let's open another one. That's fine. So it should take us to this place here, and I put URLs in. So here you see they have examples of the blocks at Waverley, um, and it's pretty good. It gives you some idea of where the things are. You can also turn it into satellite mode if you want to compare with the existing maps. And it has a little bit of information about the dragon's teeth, and these were the things I was quite interested in. If you've seen the recent Ajax tank in the news, it can't even reverse over a 40 centimeter, yeah, 40 centimeter barrier. Yeah, so these would certainly stop the modern tank replacements from working. Yeah, and the other place, if you look up, is the good old pillbox society here. So they show you in Farnham. I was in Farnham recently. This is all gone now, but I'll post some pictures later of that. And here they talk about the sort of things that you would see. I mean, that's Cuckhaven and that, but somewhere they do. There we are. There's Waverley. So, and we'll talk about this later. This, I think, is the the Basingstoke Canal. Oh, it's the Mole rather. Sorry, I've seen that one recently. So yeah, so I'm really into these sorts of things because again, if you're trying to stop a tank and blow the thing up, you want to disable it, either taking the tracks off, and of course, if you have one of these blocks that stops it, it's more of a sitting target, and you can sort of attack the thing. Let's try and go back to here. Hang on, Alt Tab. So yeah, and then of course, Google Maps is the place to look. So if we go around here, we should see some of the information on the maps. So these are the maps that I did when we went walking. We found it. So you can park in this car park here near Waverley Abbey, but it's pretty small. We'll see that in the videos later. And if you do, sorry, the car park's there. You go around the corner there. Don't forget, there's a pillbox hidden just round the corner here, which you can often walk past and forget. It's a beautiful house here. You walk through here. This is all private, but this is public part. Then you get to the Abbey, and between the Abbey and the River Way is where you'll find the blocks, and there's some on the other side as well, which at one point I'll try and investigate. Maybe I need to walk that side, I don't know, or maybe down that lane and cut across. We'll see. So that's how you find it on the maps. If you look on the eDob online, then this is really cool because it shows you, pardon me, a lot more historical stuff. So it's down here. There's the pillbox extent. What is that thing? Let's have a look at what that is. So what does it say that is? That's a gun emplacement. So okay, it tells you quite a lot about the information there. And it's a really nice place to walk. And again, the main thing of this is to get a decent walk, get a bit fitter. That's the plan, at least. And then you see there was a ditch here. So if I use this little mouse, the ditch went across the Moor Park, and there seems to be something there. Um, and yeah, okay. So the ditch went across the field. You walk along and through here, and there's the Abbey. Those are the current blocks, and they're that side. Then the ditch went towards Tilford, I think it is. And there's a whole load of interesting stuff. I mean, I think north goes towards Farnham itself. And some of these are really hard to find, so they're marked on here. Even if you walk past them, you won't notice they're there. So you can see why they use the sort of river way as some sort of boundary, and then the ditch comes up here. So there's quite a rich area to look for stuff here, but again, um, it's quite narrow road, so if you walk, be careful, yeah. So that's some sort of idea of the geography and what else is there. So yeah, mark it on your Google Maps and use the eDob, yeah. And so it's pretty cool. So when did we go? We went in August, and recalled in earlier videos, sometimes it's good to go in winter time because the ferns have died down. You'll have no problem seeing these. They are easy to spot, huge structures. Like we said, I showed you on the map between the Abbey and the Way, and just as you walk past the car park, you'll see the pillbox. Well, you won't actually. You'll walk past it and then you'll notice it. With the wall we're going to show later, it's massive, 100 meters long. Again, I used to work with MOD at one point, and there was another one that he's built on the ground there. I just didn't know what it was for years. I thought it was just a piece of practice that we used there. I didn't realise I was attacking World War II concrete. Yeah, there's one in Sudbury, one in Pembrokeshire, which I've been to the Castle Martin range, and one in Scotland, which I haven't been to. The car park, as I said, is small, but if you get it right, you can park and have a look at the information first. If you want to, there's lots more in the area if you want to go and look around. So it's interesting stuff in Guildford down by the Spectrum Leisure Centre, and I'll cover that in a different video, and by the London Road Station. And in Thursley, if you go there, you can park by the MOD land. And that's just a beautiful place to walk. I mean, as I say here, it's quite spiritual around Waverley if you like a bit of peace and calm. And the scenery around Thursley is amazing. Yeah, if the weather's right, the view is perfect. And I'll talk about this when we show the videos in a moment, because I make a comment. Again, I used to do a lot of demolitions and whatever, so it looks like they were really attacking this wall with gusto, and I guess they were using like the onion charges and onion vehicles and various things like that, where they were testing for the D-Day landings. But as you look around the area, you can see cratering in the ground, and one of the things I used to do was to calculate from the crater the yield size of the charge or whatever. Yeah. Um, so basically, you can see that stuff going on, and it's a rich site down in Waverley. There is a pillbox hiding in Thursley as well. There's a pillbox hiding on the ground, but it's a non-standard one. So yeah, and as we said, whenever you look at stuff, the EDOB is useful. So we showed that earlier. If you find something that hasn't been marked on there, you can use the app to put a marker on there, and then you can report it in later to the appropriate website and say, hey, I think I found something. And what I do, like I said, is I mark it in Google Maps, and it gives me a chance to compare with EDOB if I'm about down out somewhere. One problem with the EDOB I found on the phone is the GPS is not so accurate. So often these things are hidden from view. And of course, as you go under trees or whatever, the GPS isn't so accurate with. I mean, the phone isn't so bad, but the EDOB thing goes a bit crazier. Maybe I'll ask Matt why that is. But it means that you can be looking for something which is very well hidden, and suddenly you lose it. So what I often do is beforehand I'll mark on my map where Matt's database thinks they are, and then I'll use that to use Google Maps to help me find something. Anyway, we're going to look at the videos in a minute. So here's some photos. This is you can see here the car park I was talking about. And then there's one of these sort of big, large embrasures hiding, and you don't always notice it. Yeah, I love these things. I don't know why. There's some I noticed not far from where I live, and I'm going to take a picture of them and see if they're real or not. But you see how they blend in so much. Something about these things that's quite fascinating. I think the Germans invented it first, and we thought that's a good idea. We'll borrow that concept. Yeah. So just by the riverbank, there's quite a few of the things. Some of them are really covered in moss, in a special sort of lichen. So the a lot of these sort of things growing here would not have been indigenous. It's the chalk or the what is it? The concrete that makes it attracted to this stuff. The lime. That's what I'm looking for. Sorry, getting my chemistry wrong. And here you see there's a whole load of them. Actually a more impressive set available in Guildford, but I think this is pretty cool how they built this stuff. Um, it would have made this into a ditch that the vehicles would have got really stuck there, and then I guess they'd be hitting them from that pillbox a little while back. And then on this one here, you get some idea. There's the river, and there's a set either side. And I haven't been this side yet, but hopefully one day I will. Anyway, we're going to show the field videos now, so you can skip here if you only came to look at the location. But that was in the first slide, as I tried to do. So thank you for watching, and please enjoy the videos. And if you get a chance and you like this stuff, go visit the place. It's pretty cool. I think you'll have a good exercise and enjoy it. Okay, bye.
So look, this is the Abbey, and not too far from it are some more tank traps. There's more on the other side. Zoom in. Yeah. Oops. Atlantic Wall near Godalming, Hankley Point. Apparently built by the Canadians, so thank you Canadians for helping us to protect each other. It's a nice warm day here in England, or at least by British standards.
You have arrived.
We have. Right on Google Maps. It's quite a big training ground for D-Day, I think. You can see armour-piercing rounds have gone through the concrete into the rebar. And it's not very far from Waverley Abbey, where there's some other decent tank traps. Yeah, wow. You can see the extent of it there. Cool. There's more stuff in the forest. My wife just pointed out. And then just behind it here is a metal cage. Must be how they constructed the things with the rebar inside. And there are various bits of concrete all over the place for tank traps. So whatever's hit that has perforated it, not just penetrated, gone straight through. That was quite a big charge that did that. Takes a lot to get concrete out of the way. This bit they've gone to town there, but left it more or less intact. And here, lots of nice memorials. Think about the Atlantic Wall there. So this explains why it was built. You can pause that and look at that if you want later. But they certainly had a go at the rebar here.